Hey guys, what's up? It's NihonTiger. Welcome back to Magicraft, and today I thought maybe we would take a break from, well, everything that we've been doing recently as far as Thaumcraft and whatnot. Maybe we would work a little bit more on the good old-fashioned post office here. So let's give a quick tour. I think I've done this on stream, but I've not done this on my actual video series here on YouTube. So I've been playing around with a few things with the regards to design and whatnot for the exterior. Nothing quite final yet. As long as I can get this one side figured out, we can just replicate it on all the other sides, since the exterior is basically modular. And we could even make some changes here and there if we want to. I mean, it's up to Graph and Nine, whoever else wants to help work on this. Oh, that is the deep pit. Oh my goodness, wow. That is looking fancy. So, first things first. The post office is actually functional and open. It's not finished, but it's functional and open. Graph she's been very busy working on stuff. So here we have all the post office boxes, and I think I may have mentioned this in my last episode a little bit. But we have a prototype out here for the design. It's a mixture of Graph's design and my design. My design was actually more elongated. So you can see this is where it originally went out here and kind of flipped back around. So we shortened it up and we made it more compact. And mine was stackable, so I think we decided to go with it for that reason. But we kind of smushed our ideas together, and that's what came out. So it's very nice. It's a nice compact design. I'm very happy with it. So you can see we've got 28 boxes on the side, which means that we have 112 boxes, and we only have like 50 people on the server. So some of these are going to be empty for a while, but this way when new people come on and new people join, they can just go ahead and have their own box right from the get-go. We don't have to kick anybody out of the post office or kick anybody off the server to make room for them. So there's supposed to be some pecs here. I don't know if we have figured out how we're going to design like a little module to keep the pecs inside and keep them from running around all over the place. So that's Sloy's box and Winter, Space Reserve for witty tagline. You can see Camaro's over here, Lady M, Ovi. Ovi's on, by the way. He's working on the Team Mob wall, apparently. Four-sided ball. B-Ran is over there. So everybody's starting to set up their own boxes. Somebody's up here. Is this Moxer? Yeah, Moxer's up here, and Lagundo is right over there. Now as I believe I've mentioned before, perhaps on this very series, I am in box number 1A, right over here, or A1. Who are you? So what did I teach you? Your Duke of Minecraft, A number 1. Oh god, it's a Escape from New York reference. I love that movie. Great movie. Yeah, so I'm eventually going to move some fancy stuff over here. We'll play with the fancy signs. You can do a whole lot with them. So yeah, like we could put crafting table in here, or however you want to do it. We can mess around with text stuff and put like stuff over here. So we can make this like center, right. I mean, this is crazy what you can do with this stuff. And we can move it around. I mean, I could spend a whole episode just kind of screwing around with these fancy signs. Like, it's one of the best parts of, absolutely one of the best parts of Bibliocraft are the fancy signs. And I would recommend in the future, if you want to have some really cool designs with your signs, make them fancy signs. Just do it. But we have a few more things to talk about. So first things first, that top on down. Whee! Bloop. Okay, so here, this is the basement level that Graph is working on. She's got like a big compass rose design. I really like it. With the worded glass and the brown, looks really nice. It's just a good color combination together. And the red looks good too. What is this? Honeycomb block and hive block. So this is all from the Nether. My goodness, how many hives has she destroyed for this project? I'm kind of scared. Because I want to go fight a hive. Are there going to be any left? Did we use them all for the post office? Probably not, but let's see, it goes to Umbra, so that's just that. And this is Bupkis. This is Graph's traveling trunk. We'll be making one of these soon, don't you worry. Probably be doing that next time. Miss my traveling trunk. But, yeah, this is all going to be not storage room, but like meeting rooms, stuff like that. We're figuring out what we're going to do with it. As far as a layout, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do with how we're going to lay the rooms out and stuff, but I would imagine it would be fairly symmetrical, modular. I'll have to do some interior design stuff. I guess that's kind of my role, is doing a lot of the interior design work, because that's usually what I do best. So, let's see, we've got some stairs. They're going to go up to the second level. We'll have these connect up to here, and then they'll be up to a garden level. I think here's the garden level, and there's going to be like a giant telescopey thingy, I believe, on top, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to remember all the little details we wanted to put in here. But yeah, this is coming along nicely. So I thought today we would work a little bit on the exterior, get some of the work done I wanted to get done, talk a little bit perhaps about E3. Now, normally, if I had my vanilla series going, I'll make some more Arcane Stone blocks. If I had my vanilla series going, that's where I would do the E3 talk, but it's on a temporary hiatus because I'm going to be working on the project there too, and I want some time to do that kind of at my own pace, just so I don't burn myself out. So we can do stone. Actually, you know what? How about let's mix it up a little bit. I want some of the stone bricks here. We'll do some striping. Yes. We'll have to figure out how we want to have this done, but I'll probably want to change these out. Oh, I was gonna say I don't necessarily want to break that, and I don't want to use that pickup because that's my fortune pick. But it's more a matter of getting the patterns down here and getting those correct. So we got 1, 2. So this is wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the top. So let's do one row there and one row there, and then we'll have them kind of cross in the middle here. So something like this. Oh, 6 and 1. Okay. So E3 just recently happened, and I personally saw a lot of games I'm kind of interested in, but I'm not totally 100% sure if I'm like super interested in them or just like marginally interested in them. So to talk about a few of them in particular, let me grab where's my list at? Make a list of these things. You can't remember which ones you want to talk about and which ones you don't. So, dang. But I am such a scatterbrain sometimes. Sometimes, all the time. Jeez. But I did want to talk about, let's see here, the press conferences in particular, that I wasn't necessarily 100% wowed by all of them. And this is, I was more wowed than last year. This has been a recurring thing for several years now where I've not been 100% wowed by, all these press conferences and whatnot. I haven't had one where I've kind of been like, okay, I need to go out, immediately and buy a PlayStation 4 or a Xbox One or a Wii U. I actually, and this is me speaking truthfully, I actually don't own any of those consoles. I'm primarily now a PC gamer these days. So, yeah, I own none of the new consoles that are out there. Absolutely none of them. And I know I'm missing out on some games that I would really be interested in, but it's hard for me to kind of justify spending that much money on something that I'm only going to play when I'm not on my PC. And, a lot of games, especially a lot of the smaller dev titles that I'm interested in, a lot of stuff that, for example, Devolver Digital is coming out with, games like Ronin, Enter the Gungeon, things that I'm really interested in, those are going to be on PC too, so I'm not particularly enthused about, I'm going to get this on Xbox One because reasons. But this year, I think, even with what I said, oh, I gotta put some more stuff in here. It's a start. But even with what I said, do I have any amber blocks? Amber blocks will look okay. Yeah, amber blocks will be fine. I don't know why I hit that E and a W and an E. I think I was trying to go back and I failed. But amber blocks. Do we have any amber blocks? Block of topaz? No. Yeah, this year it seemed to be a little bit more. I guess there was a little bit more out there that I was interested in, and it started with the. Oh, here we go. With the Fallout 4 press conference, which I know was Bethesda. Bethesda had their own press event on Monday night, first night of the E3, and I know calling it, yes, that is better. I know calling it the Fallout press conference may be a little bit disingenuous, but that's really, come on. I mean, that's really what you were there for. If you were watching it, you were mostly just interested in learning about Fallout 4. Is it Fallout 3? I mean Fallout 4. But let's be honest. That's what you were interested in. You're interested in Fallout 4. I was interested in Fallout 4. For those of you that don't know, game takes place in Boston. There's a lot of old Boston landmarks there. The Bunker Hill monuments there. Constitution. Saw the Diamond City, which is actually Fenway Park, and it looks like the interior of the park is now a city, kind of like Megaton was in Fallout 3. Oh, I'm missing one up there. All those old landmarks were there, and the game looks fairly visually impressive. And I know some people were complaining about the graphics, and the graphics look bad, they look so awful. Oh, what have you done to Fallout? The graphics, I think the graphics are okay. I don't think they're not world breaking. They're not, the most amazing things you've ever seen in your life, but they are, for what they need to be, pretty darn good. So, stair. What kind of stairs do we have? Concrete. We do have concrete. We could make concrete stairs and try those out. What else do we have? Stairwise, dark wood. A little too much darkness. I want something a bit lighter. Snow? Snow stairs? No, not really. Not really feeling that. I would say gold, but that's going to be a very expensive set of stairs to make. I do like those chunk ahead stairs, but those are not going to work with what Raid make for. Same with Silverwood. Silverwood's the right color, but maybe quarried stone. Do we have any quarried stone? You should have some quarried stone somewhere. You kidding me? There's no quarried stone? Rats. We can try nether quartz. We can try that. See if that works. But yeah, Fallout 4 is looking like something that I'm going to be playing a lot of when it comes out. The Pip-Boy edition, I opted not to get the Pip-Boy edition. I know some people are going to scream, "Sacrilege! Sacrilege! Why didn't you get the Pip-Boy edition?" It's a $60 hunk of plastic. It's a nice $60 hunk of plastic, but it's still a hunk of plastic anyways. And one of the things I've been trying to do is to try to cut out some of that crap that comes with the pre-order stuff, where you get all these fancy things and then they sit on your shelf for ever and nothing happens with them. I don't know. I feel like this is still too much with the with all this stuff here. I don't know. It's progress, but I don't know if that's the progress I want to make. I like this. I want to do something more with the arcane stone blocks and maybe filter in another type of block here in the middle. Maybe something lighter. Maybe we can try the try like bone or something. The bleach bone block could be a possibility. But yeah, Fallout 4 looks like something I would really enjoy playing and doing a series on. I'm almost too worried about the amount of content that's supposedly in the game for YouTube's sake, because there supposedly someone was testing it and they said that they've been playing it for a couple 100 hours and they still hadn't seen everything. If that's true, then oh my goodness, how am I going to figure out what to cut and what to leave in for my Let's Plays? Because I am the kind of person who is compulsive and wants to do everything and wants to do maybe. But I'm the kind of person that wants to, do all the things that are available. It's starting to look better. Oh, starting to look a little better. Maybe because we're eliminating some of the clutter here. Here we go. Get some of that out. Some of that out of the way. So, yeah, those of you who've seen me build before, you know my design style takes a while to figure out. There we go. Maybe this. Yeah, that's looking better. Maybe I don't want to use the bleach bone so much because it all does kind of blend in. But at least I think we've got the right idea with what we want to do. Ooh, maybe. No. I'm gonna leave that there now. We just have to figure out what the other type of brick that we want to use in place of the bleach bone is, because that's just temporary. I like the lighter color, but I'm not sure what to go with yet. But yeah, Fallout 4 looks amazing. Dishonored, I could take it or leave it. It is nice that they're going to let you play as either Corvo or I guess a female character named Emily. I don't know if that's the same Emily from the first game or not, though. That would be quite the twist. Because would not be expecting that. But Dishonored looks cool. They're making a Elder Scrolls card game. Not interested. Sorry. Not my thing. Let's see. What else do we want to talk about? Microsoft's presentation. Yes, Microsoft's presentation. Boy, did I watch that and come away with it feeling a whole empty bottle of nope. Like, not that, there's, it's not like it's bad stuff that Microsoft came out with. It's just stuff that I'm not interested in. I may be the only person on the face of planet Earth right now who is a Minecraft player who isn't going completely insane over the HoloLens presentation, because to me it feels like they kind of probably, even if it's as good as advertised, they kind of probably quarry block, yeah, let's find some quarry block. They probably did a little bit of magic with it for the stage presentation, and I would doubt a lot of the people are talking about, oh, this will be great with my vanilla PC world or whatever. I hate to break it to you, it's probably not going to be running on Java. I would expect that's the C++ version, probably even like a special version that's based entirely on new code that has been made specifically for the HoloLens itself. So I hate to burst your bubble, guys, but you may have to buy an entirely new device just to play HoloLens Minecraft. And I'm sure it's not going to be backwards. I don't know. Maybe it won't. Maybe it will be backwards compatible. It would be interesting, but at the same time, I doubt it. So I'm tempered a little bit about the practical applications for me about HoloLens, but there are some good uses for it with therapy and whatnot, and being able to bring in people who are kind of otherwise unable to play Minecraft. And Graf was talking about this as well on Twitter with me. I think that's where the greatest use of this will be. Yeah, I can imagine hospitals. I can imagine not necessarily all schools, but some schools probably will put HoloLens to use. So there's opportunity and potential for it. Oh, a little bit lag. But I just don't see it being like a widespread thing among the Minecraft community. And I think a lot of people going into it are going to have some unrealistic expectations of what HoloLens is going to be. And maybe I should dedicate an entire separate video to my viewpoint on it. I probably will at some point in the future. It may even be a NeoCraft episode. when I bring that series back. But in particular, I'm not 100% sold on it being the future of Minecraft. And I think there's a lot more questions that I have about HoloLens than answers at this point. And I try, just in general, not to get too hype about things, because I feel that you get overhyped about things and it does a disservice to yourself. So, yeah, not going to get too hyped up yet. I mean, the same thing with Forza. Forza 6 is coming out. Big surprise, everybody. Forza is coming out. I haven't played a game since 5. I have 5. I think 5. Is it 4 maybe it was the last one I got? But one of them was the last one I got. It might have been 4. I don't think I have 5, actually, now that I think about it. I'll have to check. Like, I stopped at 4 or 5 just because it became too much. And, Horizon's coming out every other year now. So there's just too much Forza for my likes. I know they've got 2 different teams working on it at Turn 10, but I can only take so much racing games. And right now, Project Cars, which, speaking of that, Project Cars 2 got announced. That's perhaps a little too early for that announcement too. I may be talking about that in the Project Cars series instead of talking about it in Minecraft, because that's people going to be more interested in it. But yeah, I just I'm not too psyched about Forza 6 at the moment. I'm going to need a lot more just a sizzle reel, guys. A lot more just a sizzle reel to get hyped about that. Then beyond that, Microsoft, I think their biggest thing of interest to me was the Rare Replay collection. It has the 30 different rare, old classic Rare games, and it's like $30. Which is, by the way, a great deal if you own an Xbox One. I would highly suggest you get it based off the lineup that I've seen so far. It's got like Battletoads and Perfect Dark, the original Perfect Dark's on there. GoldenEye, obviously, not on there because of licensing issues, but pretty much all the major IPs that Rare has and are still in its library and still able to be put out there. So no, unfortunately, no Donkey Kong 64. You have to get that from Nintendo, which we'll talk about in a moment. But yeah, Microsoft's press conference didn't really dazzle me too much. Sony's was interesting from a pure fan perspective. You were just like, my God, this is insane. And then I thought about it afterward. I'm like, my God, half these games I don't even care about. I'm sorry. But, half the games they were talking about were games I was just, like, I am never going to play that game. Not because it's a bad game, but because I'm never going to get to it. I'm probably never going to get to The Last Guardian, unfortunately. I still have not played Shadow of the Colossus or Ico. I've watched people play them, but I've never played either of them because I've never actually owned either game. Been interested in both, just never played them. I know, sacrilege, but seriously, like, Last Guardian, great for people who really wanted that game. I probably won't get around to it. Shenmue 3, same thing, great for people who are Shenmue fans. I've never played any of the Shenmue games. Doesn't mean they're bad. It just means I just never owned a Dreamcast, so never got to play them. So great for them. No Gran Turismo 7 news. I'm sad about that. That would have got my attention if they had shown a Gran Turismo 7 trailer. Speaking of sevens, Final Fantasy 7 Remake is coming first on PS4 apparently, because they done did the craziest thing ever and announced that at E3. But I probably won't play that one, not because I've never played a Final Fantasy, but because I'm not the biggest fan of 7. I still think that this is controversial opinion time. Wee-oo. I think 7 is slightly overrated. It's a good game, but it got overrated because of nostalgia. And my personal belief, my personal own belief, is that 6 is the best Final Fantasy game of all time. And if you're ever going to remake a game to get me interested in it, you would have to remake Final Fantasy VI, and I wouldn't want you to do that because it's fine enough as is. It's perfect as is. Just leave Final Fantasy VI be and don't ever remake it, please. I'm serious. Oh, I'm sorry there. You could probably tell I had a little bit of a cough. I'm fine though. So Sony's press conference was good. EA's press conference and Sony's press conference and Microsoft's press conference, I think, talked about this too. EA had a couple of big announcements. Oh, I was trying to figure out where was I going to go. Oh, I want to take a look at this first. Yeah, I think that's a lot better. Maybe we can even make some of these into just maybe we can make some of them in like quarried blocks. I don't know, but I think that's the right trail, and then we can fix these up something else besides the quartz stairs, because those now blend in with the quarried stone. But I like the quarried stone for the wall there. But yeah, as I was saying, EA had their usual press conference, and they proceeded to talk a lot about games I didn't really care about, until they got to talking about some of their old franchises that were kind of dormant for a while, but are back and back. Speak properly. But the ones that are back, Mirror's Edge, new Mirror's Edge game, Mirror's Edge Catalyst. It's got more open worldness to it. Looks awesome. Kind of a little bit hype about that. More hype about the new Mass Effect game, Andromeda. So they BioWare figured out how to get around the fact that the first game takes place in the Milky Way. Set the whole thing in another galaxy. It's actually a really smart idea. So I have to give them props for that. They figured out kind of how to get around that problem. And cannot wait for that. It's going to be an awesome game, I hope. Hopefully no space children in this one to give us the choice of one of three very similar endings. And what was the other one? Oh yeah, Star Wars Battlefront, which I think everybody and their grandma's been looking forward to, especially if you're a Star Wars fan. Again, like other games, it was mostly just it wasn't really live footage. It was like, hey, we recorded this footage of us playing like a couple weeks ago. Check it out. And it looks good. But it's one of those things where anytime you see like pre-rendered footage, you always want to have a little bit of skepticism. Healthy skepticism, as I like to say. Not cynicism. You don't want to be cynical about it, but you just want to have a little bit of healthy skepticism until you see it with your own eyes. So drop that for now. Here we go. I'll drop my wand temporarily. We'll pick it back up in a moment. Here we go. But yeah, that's looking like a fun game. It looks like something I may want to get just for, if for nothing else, but streaming it on Twitch. It might just be fun to do. Hey, let's go get a gang together and go stream it on Twitch. Or get a bunch of gang of friends together and we'll go play. You guys be the Empire, we'll be the Rebels, and then we'll switch sides or something like that. Probably will never be much of a competitive game. Nope. I would imagine. Have a lot of hurdles to clear with that one, with licensing and rights and whatnot. Star Wars universe. But yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, Star Wars Battlefront, all good, all games from EA that I'm looking forward to, and I never thought I would say that I'm looking forward to games from EA ever again. But I am. And speaking of companies whose stuff I'm looking forward to, there is good old Nintendo. Now, they had a really interesting E3 because they had like the digital events. They had the World Championships. The World Championships were awesome. Some of my favorite Twitch personalities were participating. And by the way, big congrats to John Numbers for winning that. He's a Smash player from New York State. Not New York State. He's from New York City. He's from Queens or something, I think. But he just killed it. He just killed it there at the end. Completely and totally owned the entire field, and he is very, very deserving of being the world champion because, man, he certainly earned it. I'll tell you that much. If you get a chance to go watch his actual like final competition stuff when he's going up against Cosmo, make sure to watch it. It's some of the most clutch gameplay I've ever seen in a competitive scene. He's just completely dominated. So do I want to? I think that's fine. Maybe we want to do some more decorative stuff on top here. So we could do like 1, 2, and the 3. Oh no. But yeah, they had their World Championship event. That was fun. It was good old-fashioned fun. I enjoyed it. I got to see Hungrybox kick Reggie's ass and Smash Brothers. H-Box is the man. I love that dude. Like, I love that dude because he's not only good at Smash, but he plays Jigglypuff. And he, like, completely validates me playing Jigglypuff for all these years. Because I'm a Jigglypuff player, too. And I've always played Jigglypuff in Smash, and I love playing Jigglypuff in Smash, and people would like wonder why I did it, and I just have to point them down in Hungrybox's direction and be like, that's why you play Jigglypuff in Smash, because you don't mess with the puff. You just don't. But there we go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to leave it like that because it just looks a little weird with it connected over there and not there. But yeah, Nintendo didn't really have a lot of bombs to drop. Mario Maker looks awesome. There was no F-Zero game announcement, so the wait goes on. The wait continues for my long promised moment at E3, where I run out of my apartment that I live in, and I run down to the store and I immediately go buy a Wii U because they announced F-Zero. An F-Zero game or an X or whatever it is now that I have to wait for. But that moment is still fleeting. But it will be. I hope one day it'll be happening because I'll be so happy. I don't care. I'm gonna have to spend like $300-$400 if that ever happens. I'll be spending that a happy $300-$400 if that ever happens. But they had some new stuff with Star Fox, which is now Star Fox Zero. Game looks very interesting. It's kind of it does look, I know some people said that it looked a little empty, and I would actually agree with them. It did look a little bit empty in some spots, but overall, I think the aesthetic that they're going for, that's based off of the old Star Fox 64 look, I think it's going to work out. I think it'll be fine. No other real big announcements that really caught my attention. There's a couple of Animal Crossing games coming. There's a new Metroid game coming that angered everybody because it wasn't an actual Prime game, but it was like a Metroid Prime spin-off of sorts for 3DS, and now people are wanting to get the game canceled, which is like, why are we doing this? Why are we being this selfish and petty that we, instead of not buying the game. This is something I will also talk about in the future video. Why are we being so petty that we just want the whole game canceled and we want nothing rather than just ignoring the fact that it exists? Are you that threatened by it? Really? Are we that threatened by a video game that, we need to have it wiped from the face of the earth? I mean, what have we come to if we're doing that? Maybe I can make this 2 wide, and that will make it look a little less wonky. But yeah, overall, I would say Nintendo gets an okay grade, not a great grade, but an okay one. I did enjoy their conference, but overall, there's nothing that's really like, I gotta go out and buy this right now. So, keep on waiting for F-Zero. So, I think so far we've got a bit of a look. I don't know. I feel like I've got like 3 different possible designs here, and I need to figure out a design that will actually work for what I'm aiming for. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think about the designs I've come up with here. I know Graph will be on at some point to let me know what she thinks, and maybe positive or negative. I'm not quite certain on that yet. Why don't we make this 2 wide as well? But yeah, I think E3 was good for me this year. I'm still much more excited about a lot of the indie games that I saw that are coming out. Much more excited about that, and maybe Street Fighter V as well. But all in all, I would say that this was probably the first E3 in a while where I actually have some kind of interest in something that's not just an indie game. It's not just, oh, I almost forgot to mention No Man's Sky. Holy crap, that game looks amazing. That is definitely something I must pick up, and is something I will be buying for PC. So you'll notice that I keep mentioning PC, and it's going to continue being the platform of choice for the near future. But I will have to say I'm kind of starting to be a little bit swayed toward picking up a console again. Only 2.5 years late, but I might do that again. I mean, there's enough good stuff out there for Wii U right now, and enough good stuff out there for PS4 to interest me. Xbox One, I don't know about that. I don't know if there's enough that interests me there yet. But yeah, I think we're starting to get some shapes. At least we're getting shapes. So let me take a screenshot here so I can share it with Graph and other people if I need to. But yeah, it's starting to maybe seem like I might do some more console stuff, and maybe I can do some console streaming. I don't know. I'd have to get a capture card for that. But for now, I think we've gotten most of what we want to get done tonight. We don't actually have as much exterior design stuff as I thought to work on at the moment. So I'm gonna do some more thinking off camera. Thank you guys for watching and putting up with my little bit of a ramble about E3. I tried to keep it concentrated, but I think I did pretty well. So as always, my friends, stay magic, stay magic.